Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Happy holidays. We are in the crust of it all. Hanukkah, Christmas. I don't know what Muslim people celebrate during this time, but I'm sure there's something. I don't know if it's Ramadan. I don't know. I'm not going to speak on it. I don't know. Um, I know Kwanzaa's a thing. I remember, but honestly, I don't know anyone who celebrates Kwanzaa. But if you celebrate Kwanzaa, happy Kwanzaa. But I don't know anyone who does that. So Christmas and Hanukkah, those are like the main ones that we know about. So happy holidays to all. I hope you guys are spending time with your family. That really means a lot. Um, I think the holidays is just a time to be with your family. It's a time to just, the colors and the songs and the joy. I mean, it feels weird this year. I don't feel like holiday magic, to be honest with you, but that's because we're in a lot of like cosmic changes. There's a lot of changes in technology. I think that social media is burning us all out, to be honest with you. Um, so hopefully we can all stop with social media because it's not good for our dopamine. But I've talked about that before. It's frying us. It's literally frying us. So I don't know. There's a lot happening as to why things are different and why changes are happening and why people feel the way they feel. There's a lot there. Lot to unpack. So let's not unpack it. Let's just be here. My shiny crystals this week. Oh, and by the way, I realized, so last week, remember when I was saying how tired I was and I felt like, well, I didn't realize it was a super moon. I forgot. I even looked at it as I was coming here. It's a full moon. My moon's in Pisces. Whenever we have a full moon, I'm always I feel so drained but I also feel charged, like, psychically, and I feel charged. My energies, like my abilities feel charged, but my brain feels like, you should see how me and my dog sleep. Oh my God, we cuddle. I was laying with him the other day and I said to myself, I know that, probably everybody says this, but I don't think I'll ever have another dog that cuddles this good. I mean, our souls are just so entwined that the way we even like lay and hold, like physically hold each other, there would be like one of those like dust collectors, like the porcelain like that with like in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the father scene, that episode with the father, and he comes and Will Smith is like, that crying, you cry every time you see that scene when he's with the dad, you just don't love me, that whole thing. And then at the end, he's with that little porcelain piece, the mother, the father holding each other. That's me and my dog. It zooms in on that little porcelain piece at the end of that episode, and they're like holding each other, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. That's me in truth, my dog. Literally, we are that little porcelain piece at the end of that episode. It's fucking beautiful. And I've tried sometimes to like get a picture and like, but I can't get the angle because it's just, we are intertwined, me and that boy, my baby, my angel, my booba. So anyway, the shiny crystal today, it's aunts and uncles. I was thinking of my aunt when I was a little kid and how she just like, my Aunt Carol, so funny, such a light. Oh my God, she's an Aries woman. I love an Aries woman. Just a light, like she just always like, I remember she had this tape when I was a little kid. It had all like back in the day, in the 80s and 90s, we had cassette tapes and it was the bad Christmas songs. Nowadays there's no such thing as bad Christmas songs, but it was naughty Christmas songs. And one of the Christmas songs was like, all I want for Christmas is my two front teeth. That was considered like a naughty Christmas song, or grandma got ran over by a reindeer. This was like the premiere of these songs. Like this was like, oh my God, they're so bad, these songs. And I remember going up to my Aunt Carol, did you bring the naughty Christmas tape? I loved those songs. And she just always has a joke. And I always used to say like, oh, I get part of my sense of humor from my Aunt Carol. Like your aunts and uncles, they really have such an effect on you. And then my Uncle Vito, her husband, I chose him to be my godfather for confirmation. And like, he just always had he was just my buddy. And like, you learn things from your aunts and uncles. And then I have my uncle who's in spirit, who's like my main spirit guide. So it's like, I used to think I was reincarnated as him, but little did I know he was my spirit guide. He was in spirit. So I couldn't be him because he's there. But anyway, so Your aunts and uncles, they're so, you don't, I mean, I'm sure many of you realize, but it doesn't get the acknowledgement. You know, you think mom and dad, of course, that's the children's all, but aunts and uncles are so important. And I've learned that as I'm an uncle with my nieces and my nephews, like, I'm hoping that, like, you know, there are good qualities of me that are being rubbed off on them, that they're learning from, or just experiencing being around me or with me. You know, my nieces, I hope that they can always come to me for advice, or they can come to me when maybe their parents aren't listening. Same with my nephews, you know. So, you know, it's a special relationship because, you know, you don't have you're a different perspective, you know. So parents, you know, you're so connected to those children that, like, you can't get a full perspective because your emotions are so involved that it's maybe hard for you to be able to step back, right? And maybe see certain things that might be better for the child, or things that you can't see because you're involved, you're immersed, you're the center, you're the nucleus of those kids' lives. So it might be hard to get a different perspective. As an aunt or uncle, you love them. I wouldn't say just as much. I mean, if you're a parent, that's your whole world. I love them. I would say that I love my nieces and nephews as if they're my own, but I wouldn't be bold enough to say, like, I love them just as much as their parents. I mean, that's ridiculous. It's like, you know, nobody can. You know, you birthed those children, you made those children. So I would never, like, take that from a parent. You know, like, that's their experience. So that's why I say I love them as much as they do, but parents probably love their kids way more than anyone in the whole world. Anyway, my point is that I would only want best for them. So I can see a different perspective that parents might not be able to see, or all aunts and uncles can see a different perspective. I know for me, even as an adult, like, I've gone to my aunt sometimes to talk about certain things that I couldn't talk about with my parents. So I think that's beautiful. I think that aunts and uncles are like extended parents, but not, because parents are the say all be all. They're the ultimate. But I think that they, you know, utilize your aunts and uncles, utilize your brothers and sisters who are aunts and uncles to your children. Because for me, I know if I was a parent, just like how I am with my dog, I want all information. I want to know, you know what I mean? Like, I want to know the best I want to know every angle so that I have all the information so I can make the best decision for my children. So that's why I think aunts and uncles are so important, because they're like extensions of the parents, literally, because they're siblings. And, you know, you can get different perspectives. But I hope the experience that the kids are having with their aunts and uncles, just how I had with my aunt and my uncle, I hope that I know it's a great experience because I would never let it be anything else. But I hope that they're receiving maybe, you know, the good things about me as an uncle, or that kind of thing. So I love aunts and uncles. They don't get they're like firefighters. They don't get the zha that they deserve, you know? So shout out to all the aunts and uncles. You are my shiny crystals of the week. All right, let's move on. So this is actually going to be the last time that we do this segment, the movie astrology segment, because you know me, Aquarius rising, I like to move on. We got what we got from it, you know, like, you know, it's fun, but I just think that it's time. So our last movie, I think this is perfect for the holiday season. I decided to do Home Alone. I love Home Alone. It's one of my Christmas movies. Home Alone, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, and what would be my third holiday movie that I love to have on repeat? Definitely Christmas Vacation, definitely Home Alone, and Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. Yeah, I think that would be it, because I'm not really, this might be controversial, I'm not into Elf. There's something about Will Ferrell that I just don't like. Not him as a person. I don't know him as a person, but he's just not my cup of comedy. I'm not into the whole, like, I'm a grown man acting like an idiot thing. Like, I get it. It's funny for people, but it's just not my thing. I'm not into it. Especially in Elf. It's the character to me is weird. Like, I'm not into, like, grown people acting like they're 5. It's a little strange to me. So never got into the Elf thing. Not my vibe. So, all right. Home Alone. Kevin McAllister. Kevin, what is that little sucker? Kevin is, let's see. Oh, great. Please. I'm such a hypochondriac. Anytime I'm like dropping anything, I'm like, that's it. I've got MS. Like I go from 0 to like The worst case scenario. Knock on wood, clear the energy. All right. Kevin. Kevin. Kevin is witty. He's a survivor. Kevin, but he's funny. Kevin's a little Scorpio kid. Kevin is a little Scorpio kid. You can't get that kid down. That boy can make it on his own in New York as a child. That boy don't need his parents. He will fuck you up if you're a burglar trying to come take his shit. Like, that is a Scorpio boy. That is a Scorpio kid. He ain't playing games. He's got a terrible mother. You know, a lot of Scorpios for some reason have strange relationships with their moms. So if you're a mom who has a Scorpio son, especially, not saying you're a bad mom, but just make sure that there's something, it's so weird. It's so interesting. I've noticed that a lot in my life, maybe it's the Scorpio person who's got this issue, but I've noticed it's something with Scorpio boys and their moms. There's always some kind of thing. Not always, obviously, right? But like some kind of karmic lesson that Scorpio boys and their mom have to learn. That's what I would say. And you know his mom, Kevin's mom, that woman, I'm sorry, but in this, I'm surprised she still has her children. Like, how do you leave your kid twice? You just get on the plane. Like, what? You got to know where your child is. You're just going off, traveling. Like, who cares? Like, and it happened once. You would think that you would be so shook that would never happen again. So it happens twice? No, there's something wrong with you. There's something going on. There's absolutely something wrong with you. She's a Gemini. Oh my God. Kevin's mother. Gemini mother. Gemini. That's right. Gemini mom's and a Scorpio boy. Tough match. Because she's all over the place. She's got her mind in 10 different places. She's just thinking about her trip. You know, she's like, then she gets stressed out when she realizes her kid isn't missing and he's not with her. And she's like, I got to do everything I can to, she won't stop. That's like a Gemini mom. She's just like, yeah, she even has the Gemini mom eyes. Oh my God. She's so Gemini mom. And then Kevin's brother, that meathead. Oh my God. You know what? He's a Taurus. I got to be honest. He's a Taurus. He's such a Taurus. He's like built like a bull, you know, he's like he's a little bit of a brute. And, you know, there's all different, not every Taurus is fabulous, like, so he's a Taurus. He's just a little bit of a brute. He could be a bully sometimes. He's rough and tough. And he's like a stunad sometimes. Sometimes Taurus, they're not always, they're smart, they're witty, but sometimes you get a Taurus who's like a bull, That's his brother. And he's like the favorite, and he didn't do anything. Then you got the burglars. You got Joe Pesci and that tall guy. I don't remember what his name was. But the tall guy, he reminds me of a Capricorn or an Aries. He's built like a Capricorn or an Aries. And then Joe Pesci, I feel like he's a Pisces because he's so emotionally driven by Kevin. Like, he just can't let it go. So he is like, he's like a dog with a bone, that guy, Joe Pesci. And he can't, and Pisces and Aries trying to work together, that's a rough match. The bird lady, oh, that sweet little angel. I feel like the bird lady I feel like she's a Cancer. She's so misunderstood. She got the birds all over her. She lives in that park. Yeah, she's such a Cancer. And she's so sweet to Kevin too, right? He gives her the dove. Oh, what a connection. And it would make sense. He's a Scorpio, she's a Cancer, like the little water love. Oh, I hope she found a home. I love that bird lady. And then the maitre d', the guy with the big eyes, he's a Sagittarius for sure. He's like, he got that. He's cranky. He's always got something nasty to say. He wouldn't let them. He's just like chasing after Kevin. And yeah, he's a Sag. Okay, let's move on to Oh Wise One. So I'm going to read this one today. So, because I said you can send the voice note or you can write me and I'll read it if you don't feel like talking on voice note. So today we are going to read our voice note. So here we go. I'm not sure how to put myself out there in the community with my gifts. I'm not quite sure how to explain what it is I can do. Sometimes I can sense when someone is sick or has a headache. I've heard that one before from people. Other times I just know energy is completely off. Other times I have people just approach me and start telling me about their loved ones that just have passed. That being said, I really don't know how I would even advertise this. I don't particularly see past loved ones, but I get a sense of them. All right, that's a sort of mediumship. I get that feeling. Or even sometimes sorrow or happiness from a person. I think I'm just needing guidance on how to truly tap into this and then to help others with their energy and situations. All right. Well, what you're explaining is a mixture of two things. One is definite energy reading, sensing. It's a clairsentient type of thing because you're using your senses, you're feeling things. Claircognizant, that's like knowing. So you're getting like you just know. I think for me, what I'm tapping into when you're saying this, like when you like can say someone has a headache or you can see that they're sick. I have a friend who can smell cancer. I have had 2 people who I know that say they can smell cancer, which is pretty amazing. I've heard that. I know 2 people and I've heard it a bunch of other times, but I know 2 people specifically that say they could smell cancer on somebody. Oh yeah. I was like, take a whiff. What, am I okay? Like, I was like, smell me. Like, I was like, I was like always like that with them. But yeah, I think that you're tapped in. Like I said, we are the Avengers. Okay. So many people are activating. So many people are waking up. So many people because we're in the age of Aquarius. We're transitioning from age of Pisces to age of Aquarius. So it's going from the death to like the rebirth, to like the knowing, the awakening, the coming alive. So you're just activating. I would say when you're feeling those feelings, well, when it comes to like someone sick or something like that, you don't want to give unsolicited messages to people because you don't know where they're at in their day. You don't know if they want that knowledge, they'll go to a doctor. They'll go to a medical center to get testing done to find out if they're sick. So it's not your job or position to be telling people, oh, I think there might be something wrong. Don't do that. I don't think that that's right because you just don't, you don't know where they're at in that journey. You can like be slick about it and say like, oh, do you usually, like bring up medical stuff and say like, oh yeah, I get my checkup every year. Do you usually go? You could maybe nudge them to go to the doctor if you're feeling that, but you don't want to scare people. You don't want to like put people in a bad place. You don't want them to start creating that energy. So yeah, you could nudge them to go to the doctor, but you're just activating. You're feeling things, you're activating. How would you promote it? I don't think you need to worry about promoting it just yet. I think you could talk about it in your in your group of circle of people, of friends and family. I would say that's the best way to go. Start it that way. Just start being honest about it. Start talking about it with friends. Start talking about it with family members. Just start being honest. Start, saying that you're feeling this or that that's happening. And then you'll get people who will say, oh, do me. And then you could like practice on them or you could see what you feel. So that's what I would say to do. Just start talking about it, being transparent, being authentic, being honest. Start telling people how you're feeling about it, what you're doing, what's happening, Yeah. Like the other day. And also just like, just start being straightforward. Take chances on what you're thinking that when it's not a medical thing, not something, you know what I mean? Like use discernment. You don't want to set people into a spiral. I was meeting with this girl and I saw the word Capricorn in my head. I knew she was a Capricorn. I do that a lot with astrology. Even like, psychic hits, but I knew it. And I should have just said to her, are you a Capricorn? And I said, what sign are you? Because I wasn't sure. And it's like, just say it. If it's wrong, it's wrong. And who cares? You move on. But like, it could have been a cool experience for her because we were talking I was being hired for like a psychic medium thing, like an event. So that could have been like a cool thing a cool moment but I just was like, I'm always, I was like, what are you? Instead of like just saying it, so just say it, if you're having like a feeling or a vision or a hit, just say it. Like I said, if it's not something that's going to spiral them, that's, that you have to have, what's the word? Like responsibility, so you have to use it wisely. Yeah. That's how I would start. Just start talking about it. See the vibe, test it out. And then you could practice that way. But that's what's happening to you. You're just being activated, my dear. So activate, honey. Do it. Thank you for your question. All right. Like I said, send in your voice notes, or you could type me a little thing and I'll read it. And now to our sponsor, Christine Louisi. We love her at Collective Beauty Skincare Studio. This is going to be the last episode before the holidays, so get your gift cards. Great gift to get if you're in the tri-state area, if you're on Long Island, if you're in Jersey, Connecticut, Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens. It's Malvern. It's not like far out on Long Island. It's like one of the first towns on Long Island. You would love it. I'm telling you, you get 25% off when you mention Crusty Crystals. Trust me, it is very, very worth it. We love Christine, and we love Collective Beauty Skincare Studio. Okay, let's get to our voice note. Voice note astrology. Hit it.
Hi, Thomas. Love your pod. I've had many readings from you and just adore you. I am coming to you today kind of with a two-parter. So I am a Pisces sun, a Leo moon, Sag rising, and my husband is a Aries sun, Libra moon, Libra rising. And let me tell you what, we clash like no one's business. So if you have any thoughts or anything on how we can somewhat remedy this, or what he is supposed to teach me in my life. And also, we had a baby girl, and I would love to get your take on our dynamic as she grows up. So she is a Aries sun, a Capricorn moon, and a Scorpio rising. Thanks, Thomas. Love ya.
Oh, well, thank you for that. I love that, and I love you, and love all the love. Thank you. That was very sweet. So, you're a Pisces with Leo moon and Sag rising. That's a very interesting big three. And then he is a Aries double Libra. So he's got that fiery Aries and the double Libra, all that air just blowing that fire up. Oh, Madonna me. Those Aries sometimes they are. And then the baby is an Aries with Capricorn. Well, she's a girl, so she'll be fine. Aries women, like I said, she'll be fine. Let me tell you, this baby is going to handle her business. Aries sun, Capricorn moon, Scorpio rising. Don't even worry. I mean, raise her without trauma. And I mean, every person has trauma, but you know what I mean. Just raise her regularly with love and education and socialization. And honey, this girl is going to be, she's going to teach y'all everything. You are, when I connect to your Pisces, Leo, Sag, see, I think you have depth and emotion. You have a lot of depth and emotion there. Even though that Sag rising is asking you to be a little freer of that and less of the emotion, because that Pisces and Leo, very strong emotion, very passionate. But that Sag rising is what we're meant to grow into. The Sag rising is asking you to detach a little from that. And you know what I'm going to say to you? Oh, wow. See, I was ready to rip the Aries a new one, but I'm going to be honest with you. And hear me. I think he's actually meant to teach you and bring you to that next level of freedom. I think he's meant to teach you to let go of the baggage and to let go of the shit and to walk more into your Sag rising. And you know, I was ready with that Aries Libra. I was ready to say that he's a little cunt, but he's not. He's not. He's actually meant to teach you. He's meant to show you. And I bet you, as I say this to you, you're like, oh, but you know what I'm talking about. Your Sag rising is so different than the Pisces Leo. And in your life, you have dealt with your passion and your emotions and your depth. And now as you're getting older, the rising is asking you to be more Sagittarius, more free, more, just the optimism, or, well, that's what they say, that Sagittarius are the optimism, but you know what I mean? Like the don't let anything bother you type thing, or the freedom. That's what I bet you he says it to you. I bet you he tells you to let it go. I bet you he tells you, move on. And it's probably been annoying for you. But now that when I'm looking at this, Aries, Libra, it is all wind and it's like wind and fire, wind and fire. It's like he just wants to go, or just like be free. And he just wants to like be chill. Well, I don't know if he's chill because the Aries, but it's so funny because Aries, Libra, if I look at the three, it's all ALL. He just wants it all. He just wants it all. He wants to chill. He wants the vibe. And I think he's meant to teach you that. And then the baby, I mean, she's going to be like it's like, you're not going to have to it's funny that you're not going to have to do a lot with her. Like, she's just going to be self-sufficient. It's crazy. Like, she's going to be, I want to say like she's going to be an easy child. But then you have that Aries sun, which might give you a run for your money. But when she's an adult, because of that Aries sun, she's just going to get it done. She's going to get shit done. You're going to see that as she's a kid, because you said she's a baby. So you're going to see she's just going to pick things up. She's going to get it done. All you need to do with your baby is guide her. She's just going to need guidance. And I don't think structure, maybe because of the moon and Cap. She might need a little structure there, but guidance is going to be her. But you guide her, you teach her, and she's going to be doing her thing. She's going to be just fine. But yeah, girl, he's meant to teach you to fly. So are you ready to fly? That's the question. Are you ready to fly? I think what I'm feeling here is that you may have been holding on too tight to your emotions and your depth. I think they anchor you. And I think he's here to teach you to fly. I think that's the purpose for each other. I was thinking it was going to be, you teaching him more, but no, when I looked at it, he's here to teach you, girl. So let me know what you think. Text me about it. Message me. Let me know. When you DM me, we'll talk a little more about him. I'm interested to see what this boy, what's his vibe. I want to maybe give you a little read on him, because I feel depth here for you. I feel like there's an important message. So message me on Instagram and we'll talk about it. All right, my loves, my final thought as Christmas and Hanukkah approach. Love each other, accept each other, hug each other, smile at each other. Times are crazy. I've said this before in past episodes. We're at a time right now where so much is happening in the universe, on planet Earth, in America. Generations are, we're in like transformational of generations. Like, the boomers are getting older. Gen X and millennials are the core adults right now. Then you have like the whole Gen Z vibe of, they're like the young souls in 20s and doing, and then the old teenagers, the Gen Zs. And then you got the Alpha generation. Do you know that Alpha generation is done now? Where the kids being born from 2025 on are the betas? Like, who knew a whole other generation? Like, time is like holy shit, man. Like, there's a whole other generation being born now. The kids from 2025 and up are beta, generation beta. We have a whole Gen Alpha. Like, I thought Gen Alpha was just getting started. Little did I know, they're done already. Gen Z, they're like the old hacks already at this point. So there's a lot happening. There is a lot happening. We're in a new age of Aquarius. Every 1,200 years, an age changes. We go into a new age. Do you realize how huge that is? Like, we are in a new age. We are alive during the transition of a new age. And also all the new technology and AI and all the world stuff and the universe stuff and the country stuff. I mean, there's so much going on, and all we are is just a little speck of light. So I say, just shine the light with the people you meet. Try to a happy soul in the world, that's in a world that's so hard and heavy. Try to be a little bit of a happy soul for the people you meet. Try. That's all I say. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying. You guys try. And it's okay to acknowledge that it's a heavy, hard world right now. But that's growth, growing pains, and we are in it. So I would say this holiday season, if it feels a little tight and it feels a little heavy, it's normal. It's right on track with everything that's going on all around us. So embrace it. Enjoy the little things. Smell your tree, your Christmas tree. That's for the people that celebrate Christmas. Smell the tree. Smell it. Enjoy it. Because it's really all we got right now. Got the tree. I'm kidding. We got a lot. I jest. Just enjoy the ones you love. Enjoy the people around you. Enjoy the holiday season because it really comes quick and then it leaves quick. And enjoy everything while it lasts. Love you guys.